Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing today? If you're seeing my channel for the first time, I welcome you. My name is Uche and I live in Australia. Here I share a life experience as a migrant living in Australia, and I also bring tips on how you can migrate to Australia through any of the Australian skilled immigration pathway. I'll be sharing with you guys 5 cities where you can study for the purpose of getting permanent residence after your studies. If you're also coming as a skilled migrant, you can also consider the cities I'm going to mention because they also grant skilled immigration pathway as well. So one thing I'll tell people if you're coming to study in Australia is to check out the Australian shortage list. This will guide you on the kind of course you're coming here to study. You just don't come to study any course. Afterwards, you will not find an employer or state to nominate you for permanent resident. So I'm going to be sharing with you guys also the benefits of studying in some of the regional cities that I'm going to mention and the factors you need to consider as well before you apply to any of the schools in these regions. I'll start with the benefit. You have extra points for your immigration purpose. What does that mean? So what it means that after your studies and you're applying for your permanent resident or any of the skilled immigration pathway, you can actually claim extra 5 points for studying in a regional area. As long as you're not in the metropolitan like the Melbourne, the Sydney, the Brisbane. If you studied in any of these regional area, doing your visa process for your permanent resident, you can actually claim 5 points. Another benefit of studying in a regional city is the cost of living. So if you're in the regional city of Australia, the cost of living is a bit cheaper than when you are in the metropolitan city. Like cost of rent, a 2-bedroom apartment will be costing you from $300 to $350 or less for rentals per week. But if you're in the metropolitan, reverse is the case, you will pay more in the city than in the regional area. So you have to consider the cost as well. Another good thing of studying in a regional area is that you have a relaxed lifestyle, especially people coming with their family. It's family oriented. You will see a lot of communities to join, and the lifestyle there is quite easy, no rush. You take things easy. Some of the benefits you're going to enjoy if you're studying in a regional city of Australia. So what are the factors you need to also consider before you come to study in the regional area? Number one is your career choice. What is the purpose of you coming to study in the regional area of Australia? What will you do after your study? Is your occupation in the shortage list of this region where you are? So you need to consider all that before you make your decision on where you want to go and study. Number two is job availability. This region that I'm going to go to, do they have jobs? So how will you find out if after your studies you can get a job in what you studied? Is to go to any of the Australian job app and put up the occupation you want to study. You go to seek.com, check and see how many jobs do they offer every month or every week in that region. That would also help you to check if after your graduation you have an opportunity to apply for a job and get a job in that region, because nobody wants to study something that after they finish studying they won't be able to have access to job. Another thing you have to check out is the school that you're coming to study. Do they have a good review? You want to study in a school that has a good review. That will also help you when you're looking out for a job. You don't just go to any school because you want to come to Australia to study. So check out your university ranking and use that as an example to know if this school has all the things you need to make your studies in the school. Another one is financial capacity. Will you be able to take care of yourself if by any chance after your studies you did not get a job? Will you find something that can keep you going in that regional area? So these are the factors that I feel if you're coming to not just the regional area, anywhere in Australia study, you need to consider all these factors before you make your decision. Now I'm going to share with you guys the top 5 cities you can study to give you access to permanent residence. Number 1 in my list is Northern Territory. Why I mention Northern Territory, especially for international students, is that they have that flexibility and they consider their student first when it comes to skilled immigration pathway. They have the smooth transition. They consider their student first before other students from other states. Number 2 in my list is Tasmania. Tasmania has been so friendly with their students. They consider their student first. After your studies and you're under your study visa, you can use that experience you gathered there to apply for your permanent residence. With that, you already have the job that they would ask someone coming from offshore, because if you're applying under a skilled immigration pathway in Tasmania, you need to also show that you are employable. Tasmania is a good place for you to come and study if you're planning to get easy access to permanent resident. Number 3 in my list is South Australia. As per skilled immigration pathway, it is a good state to apply because they take people a lot, and for study it's also a good place for you to study because they have a lot of open occupation, although their occupation change from time to time, but they give easy transition for their students when they want to apply for any of the skilled visas. The 4th one in my list is NSW. NSW is another state you can consider if you're coming to study in Australia, especially their regional area, because they give out a lot of 491 visas to their students if you meet the requirement, and they also have some transitions for the student as well after studies. And if you're also coming for skilled immigration pathway, NSW is another good state. You can check out their skilled occupation list and see if you're eligible to apply for that. Occupation list changes a lot as well, so you need to keep on checking to know if your occupation is in the list before you apply. So the final one in my list is Western Australia. Western Australia is another good place for you to study. You have a better chances of applying for skilled visa after your studies than someone coming from other states or someone coming from offshore. Although recently they have opened for offshore applicants for people that want to come in as a skilled visa to come to Western Australia, but if you study there, you have better edge. So these are the 5 cities you can consider for studies if you're planning to transit after your studies to get a permanent residence. I am not saying that other cities would not give you permanent residence. You need to check out all of them to know the one that suits you and your family. Do your own research to know the right states for you to come and study that would help you, that after your studies you can apply for your permanent residence. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you do, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love you to do so. I want you to be part of this family, and also share this video. You never know who you're going to help by sharing this video. Thank you for always watching my video, and I will see you guys in my next video.